Well, man, this really ain't no surprise. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes with Mr. Dugas. And today I'm going to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles matchup as they lose to the Kansas City Chiefs 42 to 30 as Andy Reid, Big Red, gets his 100th win with the Kansas City Chiefs, which now means he's the only coach in NFL history with 100 wins with two different franchises, us and the Chiefs. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I'm going to have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. And whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy. Also, if you're a Madden 22 player on Xbox One, I'm going to have my Xbox One gamer tag down in the description box also. Y'all gonna hear a beeping noise throughout this video. I do apologize for the inconvenience. Well, I mean, this really wasn't no surprise, yo. I didn't think we would win this game. I didn't get a chance, unfortunately, to do a preview for this game. It was my birthday week. I had a lot of things I had to do, but if I did one, I would have picked the Chiefs. I did not expect us to win this game simply because Kansas City has so much firepower. But was so disappointing, just like in the San Francisco game. First half, we had plenty of opportunity. We moved the ball up and down the field on Kansas City all game long, especially that first half. Just like we did in the first half against San Francisco. And just like that time, we're not putting touchdowns on the board, yo. Ertz runs a great route, is wide open, and Jalen Hurts just airmails it over his head. Later in the second quarter, great route by Greg Ward, he's wide open, and Hurts just flat out misses him. Now look, Hurts I thought played really well this game as far as throwing the football. He threw for over 300 yards again. He was more decisive, especially. And I thought the offensive line, though we were missing four of our five offensive linemen, I thought the O-line did a solid job of keeping him protected for the most part. But football is a hard game to play, especially at the quarterback position. And Hurts, like, he got to hit these throws. Like, when these throws and these opportunities are there to be taken, you got to get them. Like, I can't be like, well, he was perfect all the way down the field, but then in the end zone he missed the throw. Like, we can't have that, man, and we can't have penalties where we go for it on a fourth down, get a touchdown to Ertz. But though I thought it was I didn't think it was a good call. Ortega Whiteside is apparently offensive interference somebody. Then earlier we get a touchdown to Goddard that gets called back because of illegal man downfield. Like, these are things. Look, we are a very, very undisciplined football team. And that falls on Coach Nick Sirianni, yo. Like, I know he's a first-year head coach, but he's going to have to do something to get the message across to this football team with all these penalties. And my goodness, can we stop? And I can't say we stop playing them because we're so thin at the position. But, man, Derek Barnett, I cannot wait till he's no longer a Philadelphia Eagle. Like, he gets crucial penalties every game. And to be honest, though he's on my team, I think he's a dirty player. I think he always does dirty things. And I don't like that as an Eagles fan, yo. Like, play the game the right way, get your sacks, do whatever. You're constantly getting personal foul penalties, roughing the passer penalties, offside penalties, and you're not making any plays. It's really frustrating to watch. Like, defensively, look, Jonathan Gannon, first week against Atlanta, the first 6 quarters of the season, Jonathan Gannon looked great. He looked like he was the next great young defensive mind in football. Like, he was the next Brandon Staley that was the Rams DC that's now the head coach for the Chargers. Looked like we had the second coming of him. But ever since then, these teams has took his scheme, balled it up, and threw it in the trash. Like, all this, it's like you're going to score on us later than sooner now, but you're still going to score on us. He goes up against experienced, solid quarterbacks. That scheme does not work. For some reason, against Matt Ryan, it worked. 49ers second half, late first half, second half, it didn't work. Obviously, it ain't work at all against Dallas. Obviously, it ain't work at all against Kansas City today. They put up 40 points. Tyreek Hill, it's a scheme to stop the big play to Tyreek Hill. And you know what? Tyreek Hill still had what, over 100 something, or well over 150 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns today. This scheme doesn't work, yo. Like all this, we're gonna just sit back and let running backs get 8, 9, 10 yards of carry just to eliminate plays over our head. This scheme is not working, yo. It's not working at all. Like he's gonna have to. I don't know what he should do because it's not like we got the greatest personnel, but you gotta adjust to that. Like Darius Slay is actually a decent man-to-man corner. Run more man, run some blitzes, run some, mix it up. Don't just come out here in the same defense every single play. You got to mix it up. You got to try to fool your opponent. Don't do the same thing every play, and that's what I feel like is happening with this defensive scheme. Is we're doing the same exact thing all the time. We got lucky on one play when Mahomes threw a pick to Wilson. Now we did take Travis Kelce out the game, but we let Tyreek Hill go crazy. We let Edwards-Helaire run for over 100 yards on us. Mahomes had 5 touchdown passes. Like this, you gotta readjust your scheme. Fletcher Cox is an absolute no-show. He hasn't made one play, but the exception of Hargraves sacking Prescott and the ball just falling in his hands, right place at the right time. Fletcher Cox has not made a play all season. Like that's ridiculous for somebody we're paying over $100 million to. The linebackers are not any good in the secondary, no matter how much we try to avoid them getting beat deep, they're gonna get beat deep anyway. And like I said, on the offensive side of the ball, I thought we just gotta learn how to finish drives. Like we're moving the ball. Like the 49ers, though we scored 11 points, we moved the ball. Dallas, it was a little ugly with the turnovers. But even in the Dallas game, we moved the ball. Today we moved the ball. We're just struggling finishing drives. Atlanta was the only game where we finished drives. Like, we're moving the ball, man. The offense is a little. Devontae Smith looked good today, over 100 yards receiving. I was really concerned about him the last 2 games. Not doing, he looked like a legit receiver again today, which was good to see. We still not getting Miles Sanders the ball enough, in my opinion. It's a lot. And Hurts, he's a young guy. He's a young quarterback. At times he looks really good. At times you're like, bro, like, is he even a quarterback? That's the roller coaster we go through with him. But I like the offense between the 20s. Between the 20s, the offense is good. Look, Dallas Goedert is a really good tight end. Ertz still could have a little bit of production at this point in his career. The Gainwell, Sanders are 2 explosive backs. Smith is a good receiver. Watkins and Rieger have explosiveness to them. We got to become a more physical football team in the red zone. We try to get too cute because we're not comfortable lining up and playing smash mouth football and running the ball down somebody's throat. That's the biggest problem with this football team right now. Look, we're not going nowhere this year. But what we want to see is we want to see improve. We want to leave this season feeling like, okay, we're going to be all right with Nick Sirianni going forward, and we're going to be all right with Jalen Hurts going forward. To me, that's what this season is mostly about. The Eagles have a chance next year. Look, the Colts are not a good team. The Dolphins are a really bad team. That could be 2 high first-round draft picks that we get, including our pick. Like, we could potentially have 3 top 15 picks. And it would be nice to use that on players instead of have to package all that up to get a quarterback. We're going to have salary cap room. We could probably bring in a veteran wide receiver to go along with these young guys. A 50-50 physical veteran receiver to go along with these young guys. Probably a linebacker for the first time in about 20 years, it seems like. This team, look, we didn't win this game today. I'm not honestly surprised. I thought we looked good offensively, though I do think Kansas City is bad. And when I think about it, we looked a lot better offensively than I really realized. It's just we're not finishing drives when we get inside the red zone. But defensively, we got to throw this scheme away. Jonathan Gannon, this thing is no good. It's too easy. and it is no disguising, is no nothing. You're lining up your team, see two high safeties, they're running the football or they're throwing underneath routes, and then they catch you slipping when you try a cover three or something like that, and they go down the field. Like, we're going to have to adjust the scheme. Bad day for the Eagles. Unlike week one, where we're the only NFC East team to win, this week we're the only NFC East team to lose. Dallas beats Carolina, who we see next week. Giants get a miraculous come from behind win in New Orleans to beat the Saints. Washington gets a come from behind win to beat Atlanta in Atlanta. So this team is still probably the worst team in the division. But we got to just get better, man. We got to get better. We got to change this scheme. And we got to learn how to finish drives when we get inside the red zone. But also, man, look, shout out to Kansas City. Good win. Tyreek Hill is unguardable. Like, you cannot cover Tyreek Hill. He's crazy. Like, a guy that fast is not fair. Like, he's not fair. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a nice rushing game today. Mahomes, obviously, to me, is the most gifted besides Aaron Rodgers. I think he's more gifted than Aaron Rodgers. I thought it was Aaron Rodgers, but Mahomes is the most physically gifted quarterback I've ever seen. You know, this guy is amazing. Kelsey had a quiet game today, but we know what he's capable of. And defensively, now they do got leaks on their defense. Like, the Chiefs' defense is not very good, yo. Like, they didn't really stop us at all, like talking about, with the exception of a couple of plays. So for Kansas City, they're gonna have to fix their defense. But I do want to tip my hat and give a shout out to Andy Reid. Look, I know a lot of Eagles fans despise the man for whatever reason. We didn't quite get it done with him, but man, we didn't have many days like we feel today. Like, I tell you that much. Like, we had a lot of winning days. We had a lot of fun days when Andy Reid as the coach, yo. So I tip my hat to him, man. 100 wins for us and the Chiefs. You know, good luck to him, and I wish him well, you know, the rest of the season. But that Chiefs offense got as good as skill position players as anybody in the NFL, which is why they've been to two straight Super Bowls. You got to give them credit. But Eagles, obviously, we got a lot of work to do with this really, really young team. But we got to start getting younger, man. After this season, we got to get even younger. Some of these Super Bowl veterans that helped us win the Super Bowl, we're going to have to start kind of letting them go, man, and start getting some younger guys in here and some veterans in other positions. But you know, it is what it is, man. We 1-3, and it's not ugly. It's not pretty, but it's what we are right now. We're not a great team. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Philadelphia Eagles and NFL content throughout the year. Also, every Sunday from 10 a.m. Central to 12 p.m. Central, I co-host a radio show, Big Time Sports Talk, with Mike the Bandit. Y'all download the ESPN 1420 app and come listen to the show every Sunday. It'll be some good stuff. Also, tomorrow and every Monday from 6 p.m. Central to 7 p.m. Central, I'm going to do a live YouTube Q&A. Y'all come on there, ask me anything, tell me anything. I answer your questions, respond to your comments, and give you a shout out on the live. Y'all should join me. It'll be some good stuff. Until then, also, yeah, Eagles, NFL, and all my other teams' content. I forgot to mention. Y'all have a good one, man. Fly, Eagles, fly.